encounters of our people from back in slavery up till now. And one of the things that came through very clear, or two of the things, that we never had a chance for a protracted struggle. Never. And when we raised a group of people or whatever happened, if you look at Marcus Garvey did a great job. Marcus Garvey's stuff was so heavy, they was delivering it off them ships on the West African coast, on the East African coast. And when Kwame and Nkrumah and them got their liberation, that was their main inspiration. Garvey was dead. Garvey had been kicked out of the U.S., but they was inspired. Now, Garvey's movement didn't have an opportunity to move around. That was a few Garveyites. The professor was a Garveyite. His mother was a Garveyite. He was in Africa with us. He taught us a lot about the whole system. He was an older guy, and he used to always talk. His mother evidently was an official in the Marcus Garvey movement, because he would always say, Mama told me this and Mama told me that. And so as he got an adult, he moved over there. He'd been in Tanzania, I don't know how long, when we got there. We used to call him the professor because he had the griot. He had a historical knowledge of all the stuff we were interested in. Anyway, so our people never had an opportunity to struggle in the woods or build up the movement. When they cracked down on us, it didn't take them no time. They just cracked down and that was it. And the same thing with us, same thing with white kids. Like they put heroin and stuff on us, they put crystal meth and LSD on white kids. See, boss man wants to maintain his power. He has sympathy for his own children. But when he has to measure his children against the system, 95% of them are going with the system. You stupid little brat, you don't know what you're doing. Right? That's why he kills his own. And you could see the girl lay in the 1970 at Kent State. You could see it was not only a sadness, but what is this? What? You know what I mean? You could see, what is this? Why? Is there any reason for this? Right? And this is, you could see it. And the whole student body felt like that. And all of America, all the white kids felt like that. We're just demonstrating. We just don't want to go to the war. Why? You're going to shoot us for that? The white man saying, you're damn right. We got a system here. Everything we done stole from the Indians, we done enslaved Negroes. You think we're going to let you wear your hair long and run around here smoking acid and talking about make love, not war? You're going to make war. We got a military-industrial complex, not a romance lovey-dovey complex. They don't have that here in America. They got a military-industrial complex, right? Eisenhower told them about that. Excuse me for going off on them, but that's what they got. They got a military-industrial complex, not a camaraderie, not a get-along association in America. Shoot. And every time they bomb or they're going to send some weapons over, you have to pay for it. All of that stuff that's going to Ukraine and everywhere, you're going to pay for it. And their friends are going to make all the money. And their friends are going to make sure that the people who they hire, make sure they're going to stay in power. Because the CIA and all of those people are tied into the military-industrial complex. Right. And when a general so-and-so finish, he's going to go join one of those big offices, right? Weapons manufacturers and this, and he's an expert on TV about oogly booglyism. You want to find out about oogly booglyism? You come to me. That's what they say. That's a bunch of jive. Anyway, let me speed up a little bit. So we got a job here. This job is, I used to run, marathons, 26 miles or so. And I ran them easy, but I didn't run them fast. I ran about a 7-minute mile, stuff like that. Average, which is somewhere around 3-hour marathon. It was a medium marathon. Yeah, it was okay. But see, I wasn't, for other people could go out there and zippity and run a quick one. But I ran long distances easy. It was never no problem. I remember we run the Santa Barbara Marathon, we run it long, because you start bunching up with people that's running at a pace about like you. Actually, you make friends with them and everything. After 26 miles, and you running along with, you feel, you ever see people start bunching up. Okay, all those people, they got a pace, they like that pace. And they're going to run with you, you help each other. They vibe. It's natural that people don't always know it, but they vibing, okay? So they can run along at the same pace, and if they start running too fast, you might drift up back, and pretty soon you'll pick up another crew that's running, like you like. Or if these crew you with running a little slow and you're feeling like I can knock this off, you might pick up a little bit and then you get with another crew that's got a little warmer pace, a little hotter pace. But so I learned that slow twitch muscles and fast twitch muscles. Slow twitch muscles is probably the kind I had. You can run long distances. Fast twitch muscles, these guys run sprints, 100-yard dash. I don't know if they call it that now, but they can do that. But they don't do good on long distance. Or they could, but they're not into it. They fight psychologically, physically. Some people, whatever you got, you give. God will show you, and you like it. So I can run long distances without. At least I could run long distances without any trouble at all. It didn't. Okay. So this what we're dealing with is long distance. Protracted, that's what it means. This is for the long distance. This is not a sprint, right? And so you're going to have a strategy. And so Allah will give you, that's why this tawakkul and this tafweed, trusting in Allah, Allah give you. He done already hooked you up, made you, but now he's going to give you a process that he knows fits what he's given you. And you can do it. To everybody else, they'd be like, oh my God, they wouldn't want to do that. But Allah gave you that because he know what else he gave you. And then this thing about post-traumatic growth. Post-traumatic growth, like everybody, the white folks have post-traumatic syndrome, something they go through and then it just bothers them the rest of their life. They half crazy, they taking medicine, they slobbing at their mouth. Post-traumatic syndrome, and Negroes get it too. Post-traumatic growth is different. It means you go through those things that should run everybody crazy, but you grow from it. It's as many people grow from post-traumatic growth. After the trauma, they look around and they've evolved. And you look at after you studied for an old hard test, you done got bigger. All that cramming and all those sleepless nights, you done got smarter. All you got to do now is remember what you, because now they study for the test, and the people don't remember. I said, because I asked, I got kids, well, the test, what about Franklin Roosevelt's, program or this, that, and other? Oh, the one you was talking about, the 4 freedoms? I don't remember what they was. I don't remember 4 freedoms. Even 4. The good neighbor policy and the 4 freedoms. It was about the same time. America had been so bad to everybody in South America that he comes up, he's a hustler he says, we're going to be a good neighbor. We've invaded you guys, we've done all this. Now they call it, can you imagine the good neighbor policy? Do anybody remember that in history? The good neighbor policy. That means they've been so bad up here. They've treated people so bad south of the border that they got to have a policy that they call the good neighbor policy. You don't know what they called it down there because they was on the receiving end, right? They was on the receiving end. And when you live down there, you realize boss man was in everybody's business and all negativity, and he treated them bad then, and he's still doing it now, my goodness, and maybe up and comings. But anyway, so the distance, it has a lot to do with struggle. Because see, as you go through these long distance struggles, longevity give you acquire little tidbits here, little tidbits there, and your knowledge and your endurance grows, perseverance grows, and pretty soon it's ingrained in you, it's a part of you. To persevere, to continue as a part, you don't even think about it no more. You don't have to, because it's a part of you, it's a natural part of your makeup. Your thinking, your attitude, all of those things now are a natural part of your recent and extended past history, and Allah knows it's going to take you to your future, where you want to go, or where you need to go. All right, so let's, the things you begin to realize, number one, is possible. See, if you go around to Masjid and everywhere else, the people that we have our boxes out there, they don't think it's possible to deal with boss man. Nobody in the Middle East and all those places, well, of course, Iran, Yemen, and the dear believers in, our favorite countries, they know it's possible. But every one of them is under the same type of gun as we are. For here, isolation, exclusion, sanctions, boycotts. You guys, 2 people here right there now. Because it's a sanction. The sanction been here. It was full when they thought those tricks they was pulling was going to work. We were letting them work. We knew what they was doing. When Abdul Malik them was in California, when we were making speeches all around the country at universities, we wrote it in 1986. We knew what they was doing. We knew before then why we knew our history in America. So we knew what we were doing, and we knew who we was doing it with. If all the Iranians are isolated and cut off in America, right? If all the good ones go home, you know the ones that stay here are on boss man's team. That's the way it is. And you know that for years. You don't go down and tell them, I know y'all on Boss Man's team. No, you have to use what you have, right? So you have to angle everything. When they realize what you're doing, and Boss Man realize, he tell them do what they do, and they do it. And pretty soon, anything that was coming your way, it ain't coming your way no more. Any invitation they had or they was giving out, they don't have them no more, you know. You could tell when we went downtown the last program like that we went to in the winter about 3 years ago. Remember when we went to, yeah. They had a little phony thing. Everybody knew me, everybody. And they had people that was coming. But you could tell it was a setup. Here's a lady there talking,